Hello fans of Fate, my name is Stan and this is going to be my reaction on, or my take on the sub versus the dub of Fate Stay Night 2006. Now the reason I want to make this video is because I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm a huge fan of both subs and dubs. More so dubs just because I prefer it that way, but I also don't like I'm not a sub elitist or a dub elitist either. Like I can enjoy both versions of an anime regardless of what I watch. It's just a matter of which I watch first. Like if I watch a sub, if I watch an anime in sub, I will watch the whole series in sub. Like I'm not gonna switch in between, but I will like check out the other language just to see how it compares. And so that's the reason I want to make this. I want to see how the anime compares to how the sub version of the anime compares to the dub. And I say it that way because I watched the dub while watching this show. So I went ahead and made a video rather than checking it out online because I wanted to see my favorite moments in this anime. And yeah, let us start. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, we have this wonderful video made by yours truly. You should go ahead and subscribe. Well, I don't have the button, but yeah, you should go ahead and do that. Anyway, let's check this out. Leave a like on my own video and start. Okay. Okay, so this is the sub. Yare yare. I like his voice. His sub voice.
Fantastic. It's just my luck. I've been drawn by a peculiar little master.
You know what I should do? I should pick which one I like more. I'll pick for each scene which ones I like. And in this case, in the first one, I guess I would have to say, let me hear that again. I've made up my mind, yeah, on this.
Fantastic.
I have made up my mind on this.
I've been drawn by...
I think hands down the English dub is just way better than the Japanese voice. Not that there's anything bad, I just feel like the deeper voice kind of fits him even better. I feel like the Japanese is a bit high-pitched. Not too much, right, obviously, but yeah, there's just like, it's like once I hear the English voice, there's just no going back. Oh, Saber. How does this compare to the dub? I'm not gonna worry too much about like the translations and stuff. What I'm looking for is just the general voice acting, how the voice sounds, do the voices fit the characters, voice direction, like all of these are what's important to me, not necessarily what's being said. Now, yes, that is an important factor, especially in the dub, like how well the translate or how well the sentences flow. But it's not like a huge deal. Like I'm not gonna worry too much about accurate translations. This is more just about the voice acting and the voice direction. And the voices.
I am Saber, your servant. I have come in response to your summons.
Let me hear it again. I like her English voice. Yeah, I like her English voice more. I think it sounds more, in this case, it sounds more elegant, but I think it also has that feminine touch to it. But like her sub voice kind of sounds, in a way, tomboyish. And this is just my personal opinion. I think the English one does it more, or it fits the character more, in my opinion.
I don't know why, but
I'm gonna have to hear more about more of Shiro's voice to make a decision. But for Saber, it's definitely the dub for me. What's next? Oh, this scene. Okay, so the reason I chose this scene is because of the funny sounds that they make. Like that. And this. Like the embarrassed voice. Let me hear the dub for this, and then I'll make a decision. I think I know what I'm gonna say, but let me just hear it.
Damn it, I could have hit him with my follow through there.
You gotta be careful with moves like that, Tosaka. You totally flashed me. You know that, right?
You are so dead.
Okay, so this one's gonna be weird, but I like both in this case, in this particular scene. And the reason I say both is because one, I think this part, like this part she says where she says you're so dead in the dub, I think that's better than the sub. It just flows better in my opinion, and it sounds better. Like the way she says it, like you're so dead. It's like I don't know, it just sounds nice. But in the other case, I think the funny sounds where this part right here, when she lands. Yeah, this part, like the funny sounds, right? I think the sub did it just a little better than the dub, and so I think both get a point in this. Oh, the German. Okay. And the dub. I think the dub sounds more... I mean, obviously both are wrong pronunciations, right, for German, but I'm assuming it is, at least from what little German I've heard. I think both of them did a terrible job, but I think just the dub, the English dub, sounds a little better because of the pronunciation. Let's put it that way. Let me hear it again, actually, the sub. Yeah, the sub just sounds like a bunch of rubbish. The dub seems a little slower, like the pace for each word seems a little slow, and I think it's more clear, like the clarity of these words can be heard, if that makes sense, and I think that's why I prefer the dub for this scene. So yeah, dub gets... I'm not trying to say that dub is objectively better, it's just... I don't know why, it just sounds better to me. Oh, this one. Oh, this one is the... where Rin squeezes Shiro's back. I need to know how the dub does... I mean, how the sub does this, because I was impressed by the dub version. I like Sakura's sub voice. I like Rin's voice also. I think I've made up my... I remember this this dialogue from the dub, so that's why I've made up my mind without hearing the dub again. Because I remember this scene and I know why I prefer the dub. Actually, no, both might get a point for this, and I'll explain in a bit why. But yeah, both get a point.
Yeah, about that. It's a long story.
I too am going to be staying here for a while.
You see, certain events have transpired, and I just thought that it might be best for Tosaka to stay here for a little while too. But don't worry, I don't think it's gonna be for very long.
This is something that...
Okay, let's stop here. So, I think Rin and Sakura are voiced, not in this particular scene, right? Rin and Sakura especially, are voiced much better in the sub. I think they have much better voices. It fits the character more. Like I said, especially for Sakura. I just don't think it fits the English dub. But that being said, I like this one line that Shiro says for... It's only going to be for a short period of time. I like the way he says that when she starts squeezing. Like you can hear the voice change, the voice crack.
Stay here for a little while too, but don't worry, I don't think it's gonna be for very long.
This is something...
Like I like that part, and the sub does not have that, and that's why I want to give both the sub and the dub 1 point. So yeah, okay. Oh, what's this? Oh, Sleepy Rin. I think this might go for the sub. Yeah, I think this might go to the sub.
Tosaka!
Morning.
Oh, actually that sounds nice.
Please, you sure get up.
Yeah, she sounds pissed and all, and it's accurate, but I think the sleepy one sounds better. So in the sub, when she says this, right, what was it?
Jeez.
Yeah, you wake up pretty early. I think that sounds better in the sub because she sounds more sleepy in the sub rather than pissed off.
朝早いのね、あんた。
Yeah, she sounds more sleepier in the sub, and I think that sounds a little better. Yeah, the sub gets a point here.
だけどお前、
This one was, oh, this one's Elia's introduction. How does she introduce herself in the sub?
私、エリアスフィール・フォン・ハインツベルン。長い
I think this one's gonna go to the dub.
からエリアでいい。
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the sub voice. That sounds like an adult woman. I'm sorry. Or she might be an adult woman from what people have said in the comments, but like that voice does not fit the body type. That's what I'm trying to say.
My name is Elias.
Yeah, the dub sounds much cuter. This is without a dub. Without a dub. Without a doubt going to the dub.
Spiel von Einsburn, but you can call me Elias.
Yeah, it sounds much cuter.
そうです。
This one is what's his name? This one is Pussy Boy. Let's call him Pussy Boy. Pussy Boy running away. Right, how does he sound? How does he sound in the sub? Hmm.
ライダー、何やってるんだライダー。
さすがですね、セイバー。
Oh, interesting. I think I might like Ryder's English VA. Or sorry, Japanese VA. I got confused for a moment. Yeah, I think I might prefer her. I might prefer her in the Japanese version. This might go to the sub. Like this scene might go to the sub alone. Yeah, it might go to the sub. That sounds so freaking bad.
What are you doing, Ryder? Why aren't you stopping this guy?
You don't disappoint.
I like both Ryder voices, but I think the sub just does it better. Like she has more confidence in her voice. That's what I feel like. I think that's why I prefer it. Like the dub sounds more ASMR, more mommy vibes. But no, I think I prefer the sub just because it sounds more confident. So yeah, the sub gets a point.
ないくせに他のマスターに手を出す気だった。なんて言ったら笑うわよ。
The fake Rin laugh.
No, I was just going to pick a fight with another master and see what happens. Say that and I'll laugh in your face.
Yeah, I like the dub for this. This is just like more sarcastic. The sub just sounds... Yeah, the dub sounds better. The sub, like it is sarcastic, you can hear it. But I think the dub like just takes it to another level. And that's why I think this goes to the dub. Oh, this one, Excalibur. Perfect. This is what everyone is gonna be excited for.
Rider.
I can say without a doubt that was much better than the dub. Like that what was it, Bellerophone? Like that sounded so much better in the sub. You could not hear anything in the dub. And I like clearly remember. I remember because I cut it out from my reaction for YouTube because it was so bad. So yeah, I can tell you right now that this might actually be a tie. So both might get a point.
この場所なら人目につかないと言ったら同感だ。ここならば地上焼き払う憂いもない。
I already know this. Yeah, that is very iconic. Okay. And now the dub. Or not, yeah. That was insane. Yeah, let's listen to the dub. Yeah, I can already tell you that both are gonna get a point.
Get ready.
Tell me that sound. Tell me I'm not the only one that thinks that sounds so bad. Like, that sounds atrocious. That is horrible.
You know, Ryder, I too find being up this high to be advantageous. You see, up here I don't have to worry about scorching the earth with my flames! Behold! Excalibur!
That was amazing. The reason I'm giving both of these a point, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I think I prefer the dub version of Excalibur. I think the Behold Excalibur rather than Excalibur, like, it sounds a lot better. Because both are said in, well, not English, but like Excalibur is a name, right? And I think you don't hear Excalibur like separately, right? You hear it as one word. And I think that's why I prefer the dub. It's because it's said as Behold and then Excalibur, and also the reverb on Excalibur in the dub sounds much better. It just sounds like a much better, there's a word for it, right? Like a tag phrase or something. Yeah, it just sounds much better. It rolls off the tongue much easier rather than Excalibur. Like that is, I don't know, it sounds kind of off. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate because the sub version is very, very well loved. But no, that's just my opinion. The reason I said both is because Bellerophon by Ryder sounds much better in the dub. It sounds much more confident. So yeah, that's the only reason both are getting a point. Oh, this is pulling out the sword. So this is Merlin's voice, right? Yeah. The mage Merlin. I don't remember the English word, the English version. This is the dub. The dub sounds better. It just sounds better. It sounds like an actual, what you call it, like an actual mage, or yeah, like an actual mage from, from that time period. Be the rightful. And the reason I say that is because that's like, it's literally British, so King of all Britain. Yeah, like the accent just tops it off, and I think that's why this just goes to the dub. Before you attempt this art, it fits the character even more. You give great thought in regards to what you're about to commit to. Once you take that sword in hand, there's no returning. You will no longer be a mere human being. It sounds much better in the dub.
I know. I have come here to free this sword.
It sounds like an actual, it sounds like an actual, like fairy tale, let's say. Oh, this scene, okay. Here we go. Oh. I am the bone of my soul. He says it in English? Wait, I did not hear this while editing. I muted the sub version while editing. And so this is the first time I'm hearing this. I did not know it was going to be in English. I am the bone of my soul. And that sounds good English. That's literally like correct. The correct pronunciation. That's impressive.
Steel is my body, and fire is my blood.
And the echo, the reverb.
I have created.
Even a much lower voice.
Over 1,000 blades, unknown to death.
I think this might go to the sub for sure. Yeah, this goes to the sub.
No.
Sub, dub. I mean, they're essentially the same thing, but no, this, by voice acting standards, I have to say the sub did a great job.
Known to life.
Yeah, it's perfect. And it's exactly what the subtitles say. Obviously. Oh, he didn't say that in English.
Have withstood pain to create.
I wish that I mean, it's not a big deal, but I do wish that was also in English.
Many weapons.
You know, like for consistency's sake.
Yet, those hands will never hold.
This sounds badass. And like the pronunciation is also very, very good.
So, as I pray.
Come on.
Unlimited blade works.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the sub. Like I don't even need to hear the dub for this. The sub just gets it.
I am the flesh and bone of...
Also, I you know what I wish? I wish they did not change anything from the dub. I wish the like the lines that they said were exactly the same as the sub. Because let's face it, like it is you know, literally in English in the sub, and I wish they didn't change it. Like I wish it was exactly the same. Like there is literally no need to change it, even for lip syncing purposes, because that's how it was lip synced. It was lip synced for the English version. There is no reason. That's if anything, I want to remove a point from the dub for doing this. But no, again, it's not a huge deal to me. I just would like if they kept the original one.
Steel flows through
Just because there's literally no reason to remove
my
it.
body, and fire is what courses through my blood.
It's good voice acting though, but like I said, like they don't get a point just for that.
Blades.
The sub just is on another level.
Nor known to life.
It's not that the dub did not do a good job, by the way.
Power up.
This is good voice acting. This is good dubbing.
Blades divide the waters. Many times I have withstood enormous pain to...
I think another reason why I think the sub sounds better is because it is much lower, and he kind of pauses. I don't know if it's very subtle, but he pauses between many words, right? And this one is like in one go. Like he just says, it's because, I guess it's because this is like this like the voice actor is naturally English, right? But the Japanese voice actor is not their first language is not English, right? And so that's why I think it sounds different. Even the pacing for each words, it just sounds much better in the sub.
create thousands of weapons. And yet those hands that have braved so much will never hold anything.
But yeah, like I said, I really wish that they kept the original voice acting
As
or the original lines.
I call forth unlimited blade works.
Yeah, I really wish they just kept the original.
白
What is this? Oh, the sun is the date. And then she starts laughing. Oh, sub gets it. That Sugoi was nice. Sub gets a point for this. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like she's actually getting tickled in the booth or something and recording these lines. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a genuine laugh. You can hear like the voice cracks also in like the inhales. I don't know if it's voice cracks, but you know what I meant. Yeah, in the inhaling part. Like it sounds more natural. Sub gets a point for this.
そりゃよかったな。こっちは全然笑えなかったけど。
頑張りなさい私あなた
And then the change from that, the contrast. Yeah.
頑張る。
So, what are you going to do next, Shiro? Any ideas?
A few, and one of them includes taking Saber out on a date tomorrow.
Wait, sorry, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, this does not sound natural.
Well, excuse me for being selfish. I know this isn't the most ideal
It sounds forced.
date, but
No, that's not what's funny. It's the thought of you on a date. Boy, did that.
Yeah, you Like there's no inhaling. You're not actually laughing. You know, when you laugh like a lot, when you genuinely laugh, you're gonna be out of breath basically, and you need to take like one big inhale. That's missing from the dub, at least from what I could hear.
Could amuse you. Personally, I don't find a single bit of humor in it.
Well, good luck. I hope it goes well.
Yeah, without a doubt,
Both of you guys.
the sub gets a point.
Thanks. I hope it works out too.
Oh, Gilgamesh. Okay. Again in English.
ゲート・オブ・バビ
あなたは一体
俺の正体か
一人の英霊がそれだけの宝具を持てるはずは。
それは早計だなセイバー最も古い時代まだ世界が一つだった頃
His theme song is just everything.
たった一人の王のものだったのではないか
世界が一つだった頃、まさか。
いかにも我が神明は人類
Oh.
古代ウルクの英雄ギルガメッシュ
Oh, I think I might prefer the sub for this.
エヌマ
Even the Enuma Elish. Yeah. For Gilgamesh, this is all about Gilgamesh. I'm not going to talk about Saber for this part, because I wanted this to be in like this particular scene. I included this only for Gilgamesh.
Gate of Babylon.
Yeah, it's let me hear it again.
Who are you?
Are you asking my true identity?
No one.
His dub voice isn't bad. I just think his sub voice is much better than the dub.
Epic hero can possess that many noble phantasms.
I wouldn't be so...
Not for the voice. I think the voice in general, like the tone for the voice, sounds better for the dub. I think the dubbing voice... You know what, actually, this might be both. The reason I said that is because I think the voice acting, right? The voice direction and the voice acting for this is much better in the sub. Like the way they say the lines, that's much better than the sub. But I think the dub does have a better fitting voice for Gilgamesh. He sounds more of a bitch in the dub, which is very fitting for his character. So yeah, I think both might get a point for this.
Saber. In the beginnings of history, the world was once united as one, and all of its treasures were bestowed upon just one single king.
When the world was once united. You can't be.
But I am. My true identity is none other than the world's oldest king. I am ancient Urex, king of heroes. Gilgamesh.
Yeah, like I said, like the voice sounds better for the dub, but the way he said that, like that whole monologue about who he is, I think that just sounds so much better in the sub.
X.
Enuma
Yeah, even the Enuma Elish, I think sounds good in both, especially the Enuma, like the way he said Enuma, like that was much better in the sub compared to the dub, but I think the Elish was nice in both versions. I know I'm splitting the word into two, but overall I would say the sub is better for this. But I still give both a point because I do think that the voice itself sounds good for both. Or it sounds better in the dub. What's this? Oh, the inner voices. The inner demons of Shiro. I think the dub sounds better for this. But let me hear the whole thing.
What?
One more thing I want to say. I think I might like this guy's voice for the sub. Kotomine? Kire, right? Yeah, Kire's voice in the sub.
いくら教会とはいえ手に奥まで入り込むのは考えものだがね
I wanted to ask him about Gilgamesh.
Okay, let's hear the dub.
Go away. Just turn around and go away.
I think it sounds more clearer in the dub. Like I could not hear anything. I think the reverb was way too much in the sub, and I think the dub did it much better. It also sounds like a horror movie in the dub.
There's no reason for you to be here.
Yeah, this sounds much better in the dub, without a doubt.
Turn around now. Koromine isn't here.
Dub gets a point.
There's no reason to stay. There's nothing down there.
Yeah, this sounds more creepier.
Shiro Emiya.
You!
Just because this is a church, Emiya, that doesn't make it wise for you to be looking into all of its...
You know what? I think I'll also include Kirei's voice for that sub gets a point. Yeah. Because I did realize that I cut in between the two, right? Between those two scenes. So I think I did want to include this this voice also. So yeah, sub gets a point for Kirei's voice.
dark corners.
This one is... Oh. So in this, I'm guessing Gilgamesh gets beat. I'm gonna have to hear Gilgamesh's dub voice for this.
Nice try! But it'll take more than parlor tricks to defeat me!
This is gonna be a hard one. That dub for Excalibur gave me goosebumps. Like even now, hearing it the second time, second, third, I don't even know how many times. But I loved the dub for Excalibur in this. But in Gilgamesh's case, I think Gilgamesh's sub voice, again, both get a point. This is getting hard because I just loved the dub for Saber in this case. That literally, I'm not even joking, like that gave me goosebumps when I heard it. But I think Gilgamesh's sub voice just sounds so much better. Oh, farewells.
これで終わったのですね。
これで終わり。
I won't speak for this part.
あなたの剣となり敵を撃ち、近江を守った。この約束を果たせてよかった。
そうだな。よくやってくれた。
最後に一つだけ伝えないと。
Here it is.
シロ、あなたを愛している。
I think I've made up my mind on this. But just in case, let me hear the dub.
Over now, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the end.
Let's make this fun.
Your sword
I can only pick one for this one scene.
protected you at every turn.
For this particular scene, I can only pick one.
Carry out that oath.
Even though I like both.
And as my sword, you are amazing.
There's one last thing I must tell you. Shiro, please know that I love you. Yeah, Shiro.
I can only pick one from that, for that scene. I'm sorry guys, but I have to pick the sub. I think the sub just seems more emotional to me. And I closed my eyes for the dub because I wanted to just hear and compare how exactly the emotions sounded. Only by listening to it, without looking at the visuals, without looking at any of that. And I think the sub just did it much more wonderfully. Yeah, the sub hit all the right notes for that. So yeah, sub gets a point for that. And I think even if I, did not have that rule of just picking one, I think even then I would have only picked, I wouldn't have given both a point. I think the sub just did it better on a much higher level. Okay, let's see. Oh, this one is, I picked the scene for Ilya and, what's her name, and Tiger's voice. So that one scene.
バイクを素手で受け止めるなんて。
そりゃどうも。
Yeah, just because of these two.
いつでもタイガの寝首かいてあげる。
何よそれ！ちょっと親切でうちに居候させてあげてるのに生ゴミの日にポーしちゃうぞ。
私を手放さないわ。タイガの私がお待たせしました。
This one's gonna be a hard one.
Oh, you've gotten pretty burly there, Shiro. You stopped my scooter with your bare hands.
I'm so flattered.
All you gotta do is give me the word, Shiro, and I can easily take Tiger.
Yeah, this is gonna be a hard one.
I let you stay at my house for free, and I could just as easily toss you out with the trash. Tiger would never throw me out. He likes me better than you anyway. Listen here, you little demon spawn. What did you call me? Wow, fried tofu first thing in the morning. Please, Tiger, try not to make a scene. I'm not getting out with the trash. You said you really liked it last time.
This one's gonna be a hard one. Let's apply the same rules. I can only pick one. Overall, considering everything, every single factor in this, and just not leaving out anything, I think the point has to go to the sub. Yeah, the point goes to the sub. Reason being, I think Sakura's voice sounds again much better in the sub. In addition to that, I also think Tiger's voice sounds much better. The only issue that I have with the sub is Elia's voice. I think it just sounds much more cuter in the dub. But apart from that, I think the voice acting in general sounds much better, much more, I don't know the word, but it sounds better in the sub. Is because the only issue that I have with the sub is with Elia's voice. And apart from that, I think both did a good job, but it's just that it's just that the sub has two more better points than the dub. The case being Sakura's voice and Tiger's voice. So because of those 2 points, I would say that the sub is much better. Oh, this whole sequence. I left in the whole scene, like every single part of this. Let's apply the same rules because both are at both the sub and the dub are at equal points right now. So this might be the deciding factor. Actually, let me check. Yes, this might be the deciding factor.
Ah, あまり見たことがないのでな。貴重な体験をした。では、お気遣いなくお休みください。また目をつむれば、きっと夢の続きが見られるはずです。夢の続き。同じ夢を見られるのか。はい、私にも経験があります。強く願えば。そうか。そなたは博識だな。ベリビエール、我が剣を持て。よいか、この森を抜け、あの血塗られた丘を越えるのだ。その先にある深い湖に我が剣を投げ入れよ。行くのだ、ベリビエール。
I'm gonna have to hear the English voice again for Berivier.
おう、剣は湖の婦人の手に。確かに。そうか。胸を張るがよい。そなたは王の命を守ったのだ。
I kept the whole scene for this.
あ、はい。今度の眠りは少し長く。
Next up. Oh no, there's a little more, right? Berivier say something.
見ているのですか、
about the dream.
朝を。夢の続きを。
That was a good sub, I would say, for both Bedivere and Saber. But I need to listen to the dub again because I forgot, just to see how that compares.
King Arthur, I'll go and fetch.
I like her English voice more. It's very, very feminine. I don't know if it fits her character because I don't know anything about her. So,
The troops immediately. Just rest for now. Bedivere. You regained consciousness, sire. I was just dreaming for a moment.
once again, I can only pick one from this.
Yes. I rarely have dreams. It was an invaluable experience. In that case, please rest without worry, sire. If you close your eyes again, you will surely begin the dream where you left off. Continue the dream. Is it possible to continue the same dream? Yes, I have done it myself many times, sire. You just have to want it enough. I see. You are a person of great knowledge.
I want to see the very last scene where she goes to, you know, where she dies, basically.
You must take my sword.
And then the words that Bedivere says after that. I think that's going to be my deciding factor.
And over that blood-soaked hill. Beyond that, you will find a deep lake. I want you to throw my sword into that lake. Bedivere.
Here we go.
I have given your sword back to the Lady of the Lake, Your Majesty. Thank you. You should be proud of what you've done. Bedivere, you performed an order for your king. Bedivere.
Okay.
Yes, sire.
This is going to be what decides it all.
I'm afraid my slumber this time will be a very long one.
I think I've made up my mind for this one. And I'll explain my reason.
Are you dreaming now?
It was very subtle. It's very, very subtle. But I think that one difference, minor difference,
Same dream.
might be the reason why I picked it. Okay. Just want to hear the subversion for that very moment.
今度の眠りは少し長く。
And that's it, yeah. The dub gets a point. And with that, the dub wins. Now let me explain before you get mad. Because this was a tie until the scene. But the reason I chose the dub is the moment she dies, right? Like, listen to her voice, like just her voice. Do not care about her, like the words she says, do not care about any of that. Just hear just listen to the voice.
今度の眠りは
Saber's voice.
今度の眠りは少し
This part might be.
長く。
And now let's compare that to the dub.
I'm afraid my slumber this time will be
Like that very subtle kind of out of breath that she says for might be or will be what was it? Will be a very long one, is it?
very long one.
Yeah, will be a very long one. Like that very subtle that she says just changes everything in my, like, to my ears. I heard that and I was like, that is the deciding factor for me. Like, it is the moment that she dies, she's just out of breath. Like, she cannot inhale and say any more. Like, that's her final breath, her final word. And I think the dub just captures that moment just completely. Like, genuinely, I felt like, you know, she was dying in that moment because of that last breath. Yeah, it is for that reason I gave the dub the point. The dub wins. It was a close one though. It was a tie and a close one, if not by 1 point. Yeah, it was a close one. Like I said, I don't have a preference for. But I do have a preference. I do prefer the dub, but no, I wouldn't like shit on the sub just because I prefer listening to the dubs. So yeah, in this case, the dub wins. Who knows? Next up for Unlimited Blade Works, the sub might as well win. Like, I don't know what's in store for me. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, leave a like. I'm gonna do one for the next one being Unlimited Blade Works, and yeah, stay tuned for that, I guess. And yeah, next up I'm gonna react to Unlimited Blade Works, and I hope you enjoy that. But yeah, that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.